Hey everybody, welcome to your horoscopes for this week. I'm Melissa Bruce, also known as the Heavy Metal Psychic, and guess what? I'm wearing my AOD shirt. Do you know what that means? It means an AOD show coming up. Check them out. Coming up this next weekend on March 14th at Bombay's in Reading. And then check them out the very next day on March 15th at the Blue Lamp Lounge in Sacramento, opening up and catching a spot on Dr. Luna's tour. It's going to be absolutely awesome. I'm going to be there. Come if you're in the area and come check them out and meet me. I'll be there waiting for you. Can't make those two shows to see AOD? You can still check out Dr. Luna. She's touring all over the West Coast states. Check it out right here and don't miss out. They're totally awesome. But now we're going to get right to it and see what the stars say about next weekend. And of course, we're going to start as we always do with Aries. Lots of stuff taking place this week for you, Rams, as Mars and Uranus go into full conjunction the middle of this week. That means they're in the same place. So that's a lot of energy between the two of them. Mars has a lot of ambition and drive, but also a little bit of aggression. So you got to be a little bit careful with that. It's also a very powerful thing when your home planet or ruling planet is in your sign, as it is right now, as Mars is the ruling planet of Aries. So lots of energy taking place, and definitely a big call to do things in a very unique way, in your way, with Uranus there. And these planets are going to square with Pluto. It is going to be a little bit difficult. Are going to be having a little bit of an issue with some relationships around you, be they professional or personal relationships. That can be a little bit tricky, but when it comes down to it, their trine with Jupiter is set to make big things happen for you. And as the moon moves into Sagittarius on Thursday, this trine turns into a grand fire trine. What is it about grand fire trines that just make you want to get up and go? It's so much energy. We've got an emotional reason to celebrate and move forward through this stupid stuff into greatness. And that's what it's all about. It's about showing you that those little issues within your relationships are not the ultimate end all to your plans. You are in control of your plans and where they're going to go. So take up that control. Don't focus on the stuff that is getting in the way right now. See your goal and move forward with it, because you guys can do it. You guys have a great week with that. Taurus, we're entering the final week of the focus being on the internal self, which is definitely nothing that anybody wants to deal with ever. I mean, I have not met a person that said, "Oh, internal work, I'm so excited." Doesn't happen. It's not something that we like to do, but it's definitely something that is needed to do. And life has a tendency to bring up those situations that help you identify those old roots in the internal you that are still causing problems for the present day you right now. So this next week, I know that I'm really sure that you guys wanted me to say it's over and you can celebrate now and be happy, but it will be. I'll be saying that next week. This week, you got one last full week of just dealing with some of those internal issues, whether it be situations that mimic those internal roots or things like that that come up and just really kind of hit you right here. They make you sad, and if they make you sad, it's because there's a root in there that needs to come out. So dare to release the feelings of the past. It's not the situation that keeps you from moving forward. It is the feelings that you hold on to about the situation. Dare to release those feelings, work through them, let them go, and see what kind of brilliant changes you can make for yourself. I guarantee it. I've done this process myself. I hate it just as much as you, but you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way now that I have done it. It's like letting go of a whole bunch of trash that you've been carrying around forever. It makes you lighter. It makes you stronger. It makes you awesome. So you guys, be brave, be courageous, and have a great week with that. Gemini, this week is all about reevaluating what you've currently got going on right now and really looking at the progress of where you're at currently when it comes to your goals, personal goals, professional goals, your life in general. Is it where you want it to be right now? take a look, stop and take a look, and reevaluate. Look at the things that are really, really good and strengthen them if you can, and maybe look at the things that aren't working so well. See if you can either fix them or eliminate them. Being able to do this puts you in the control seat of your life and where it's going. And of course, there's always going to be those things that are out of your control. Life has the control and you don't have the control. But being able to sit down and reevaluate where you're going from time to time really puts you in the control seat. So you're basically eliminating as many of those life out of control situations as possible. And the energy is perfect for it this week. And not just your projects, you yourself. Are you where you want to be? If not, you have the power to change it. So it is. It's all about you. It's all about where you're going. It's all about what you're doing. And it is all about making sure that you're going in the direction that you want to go in. So you guys have a really, really, really awesome week with that. Cancer. This week is all about taking the time to look back on some of the things that you've gone through in your life. And oftentimes we go through and we look back at different circumstances that we really wish we could have done some things differently in that situation. Maybe we should have said something differently or made different choices, or maybe not made that choice altogether. We all have those kinds of issues in our lives. But at the same time, you need to look back also and see the things that you did that were a really good thing. Those babies that were born that they changed your life and you couldn't see your life without them. Or those relationships that came together out of nowhere that completely just changed your life. Those really, really, really awesome decisions that you did make for yourself. Both things have their place and their balance in your life, and you need a good set of both, not just good and not just bad. Those difficulties are those things you wish you had done differently. There are lessons in those, just as much as there's lessons in being able to look back and see those things that you know you did a great job, and you pat yourself in the back on that. Take a look at all of those things and really see just how much all of these situations have come together to build the you that you are now. The awesome, wonderful, absolutely loving, giving, and nurturing person that you are today. Sometimes those things that make up us can be a little bit difficult, but by looking at it in a positive light, you can really see that you are who you are for a reason. And you are somebody who's absolutely beautiful and awesome on the inside out. See yourself that way, and nobody else can help but see you that way as well. So you guys have a very wonderful week with that. Leo, say bye-bye to Mercury's opposition with Jupiter. Thankfully, it's finally over. We're done with planets in Aquarius to be in opposition with Jupiter at this time, except for the moon whenever she comes in, and it's only for a couple of days. I'm very happy to report this, being an Aquarian myself. It's also been a little bit of a difficulty for me, just as much as it's been for you guys. But yes, Mercury has moved out of that opposition period, almost out of Aquarius altogether, and it's nothing but trines from this point forward, which is really cool. Trines are good aspects, whereas oppositions make it seem like you got a lot of obstacles in the way of being able to achieve what you want. With Jupiter trines with Uranus and Mars in full conjunction this week, I'm telling you, it's beautiful, positive energy moving forward. You've got fire underneath your rear to move forward. You've got Uranus's influence in there, creating a very unique you sort of a way of doing things. And even though Jupiter is still retrograde, and retrograde planets tend to have the opposite feeling to them, where Jupiter direct is very expansive and growing, Jupiter retrograde is kind of feeling like you can't, or maybe you should stay where you are. And it's probably telling you should stay where you are because you're not ready to move forward yet. Now, this is probably not what a lot of people want to hear, but at the same time, let's think about this. If we pushed you forward before you were ready, would you be able to succeed when you got to the next level? Probably not. So actually what this energy does is just slow you down a little bit and really shows you the reflection of who you are, around those that are there to support you. And these will be found in instances like when people come to you and they say, gosh, you're really, really good at whatever it is that you do. And you go, I'm okay. I mean, I'm not really that good, but I'm okay. You need to stop that. It's the reflection of the beautiful things about you that you're seeing in all of those around you. And by doing this and by being able to focus and really embrace this part of you, it helps you to shift your focus to something more positive and see what you do have in front of you rather than thinking about what you don't have. And when you can shift that focus off of what you don't have, it makes it easier to get what you don't have. So it's a bit of a process, but this process is definitely going to be helpful for you guys to move forward and to start moving forward from this point forward. We've also got the moon in Sagittarius on Thursday for a 1 day grand fire trine going on as the moon moves into position with that trine, making it a grand fire trine. So lots of energy there, lots of opportunities to get together with those that you love to hang out with and hang out with them. Party time, all kinds of different beautiful things are in store for you guys. It's your time. Use it wisely and have a great week with that. Virgo, the Lilith or dark moon spends the first few days of the week in your sign, giving you just enough challenges to make it seem like no matter how hard you try, you can't wade through all the BS that keeps getting thrown at you in life. For this will be for about until Tuesday or so, and then she moves on, and all of a sudden the energy is lifted, and it's lifted in brilliant, beautiful ways. A lot of Virgos I know have been struggling with their place in life, so to speak, recently, and things are really going to start moving forward. Yes, I'm talking to you specifically. Things are really going to start moving forward in this particular instance for you guys, for sure. Any kind of obstacles that you've had that have come up that just seem like there's no possible way out of this situation will be lifted, and it all of a sudden seems like everything starts falling into place. It's really going to work like that this week. Use this time to move forward and get things done very, very wisely, you guys. And at the same time, take a moment to look back and really look at the things that were good about the difficult situations. There always is something good to look back with gratitude and be thankful for, whether it was other situations that opened up because of the difficulty or people there for you during the difficulty, whatever it is. Look back with gratitude, and if it was people that were there to help you out, bake them a cake or make them breakfast or something like that. Show your gratitude, say thank you, and this helps you to see the gratitude in every situation, the difficult ones as well as the really, really, really awesome ones. So you guys, it's about that time for you. I'm really excited to be able to report that. Do a good job with all of that beautiful energy, and you guys have a great week with that. Libras, the week starts off with the moon in your sign just on Sunday, and not necessarily in an unpleasant way either. As she's moving out of your sign, she trines with Mercury in Aquarius. Beautiful time to communicate your feelings on a particular subject. And this is not communicating your feelings in an aggressive, very pushy way either. This is communicating them in a way that the other person will understand. So it's very favorable communication for you at this time. It's such good communication that you're able to really feel good about actually changing the situation rather than being a more difficult part of the situation or making the situation worse. And she moves on out as of Monday, and the Lilith or dark moon is about to make her debut into your sign on Wednesday or Thursday. She moves on into your sign. Now, the dark moon is not exactly a planet. She's more of an asteroid or a secondary body, but she's very, very important in terms of making changes, and her energy can be very one side or the other. It moves very, very quickly. She literally goes direct and retrograde. Back and forth very quickly. So when she comes into your sign, it does really give you feelings of needing to change things. And this week when she comes in, she's starting off inside your home or your foundation. And when she does come in Wednesday or Thursday, you may feel the need to reorganize or do some spring cleaning or fix something that you've been needing to fix for a long time. It really just has this sort of restless energy to get things done. And you know what? If you have it, you might as well use it, because there isn't anything bad that you can really use this energy for. Unless you're talking about going on a killing spree, and I do not suggest that. So this week, the Lilith energy is actually going to be very, very good for you to make some changes, get some things organized, make some changes in a positive way to make whatever your project situations or your main foundation or your home organized, because an organized space is also an organized mind at the same time. So you guys do a good job and have a great week with that. Scorpio, as the moon moves through your sign Monday through Wednesday, on Monday and Tuesday, she trines with Mercury, Neptune, and the Sun, creating what seems like everything in perfectly working order. Who'd have thunk it, right? Everything's just running smoothly. It seems like the family is going well, the career is going well, everything's going great, and by Wednesday, she moves too close to the aspects with Saturn and actually starts to aspect all of these same planets in a very negative way, and it literally feels like you're up here and then reality comes crashing down. And it's the thought process in your mind that is the ultimate lesson of this particular placement of the moon, as she really is pointing out how at times you might have a tendency, as we all do in some cases, to think that you don't ever want to get happy about things running smoothly, because something always comes in to screw it up later, right? And doesn't that happen to all of us? But at the same time, the more we have that thought pattern or mindset in our minds, the more the universe says, okay, we'll work with that, and we'll keep throwing things in there to screw everything up for you. You don't want to invite those things to happen, so these particular challenges are coming up to you to allow you to identify where that's coming from and let it go. Life is all about balancing the good and the bad, and that is how it is. You want to balance a good balance of both good and bad, and not too much in the other direction. I know that sounds kind of weird. We would all love a 100% happy life, but then again, I don't think that any of us would appreciate it either if we didn't know the sorrows. So you guys have a great week with that. It may be a little bit difficult at times, but at the same time, you have the control right now to change your mindset and change the results of how things happen. It's just like magic, and you won't know it until you try, and I know you guys can. Sagittarius, as the moon starts to move into your sign on Wednesday, joining that squared position, or in conjunction with Saturn, joins that squared position with Neptune, and now Mercury is starting to conjunct with Neptune at the same time. And as she first comes in, it is going to be a bit sticky, as this squared position really makes it feel like no matter how hard you try, what you want to do is just too far away and you can't do it. It's like everything in life comes in to get in the way of you being able to succeed at what you want to do. And it may not just be things, it could be people, situations, illnesses, injuries, etc. All of these different things can be very frustrating when there's something that you want to do and these things are getting in the way of you being able to do it. As the moon moves into your sign and conjuncts with Saturn on Wednesday, this does become a lot more difficult, and it can become a lot more emotional too, maybe even frustrating, and you may feel your patience really wearing thin. But at the same time, on Thursday, she moves into a position where she's in a grand fire trine position with Mars, Uranus, and Jupiter. And now we're talking action, we're talking energy, we're talking forward movement, we're talking about getting things done here, people. And that's what we like to do, is get things done. But it also, at the same time, is daring you to think about something really, really, really honestly now. You Sagittarians can solve the world's problems if you really, really wanted to. You have an answer for everything. And when it comes down to it, people come to you for advice on how to fix a lot of things. So what do you need to do? Take your own advice. That's what this week is all about, and that's what that Grand Fire Trine is all about for you. It's about saying, okay, you know what? Sit down, make an appointment to have a consultation with yourself. Pretend that you're not you, you're somebody else. Give yourself that advice and follow it and see where it goes. You should be your number one client always. So think about that, use it, do something with it, be awesome, and have a great week with that. Capricorn. Anybody tired of Pluto yet? My goodness, he just sits there and sits there and sits there and sits there and sits there. And for the next 20 years, I'll be talking about Pluto in Capricorn. And right now, with his square position with Uranus and Mars now this week, as Uranus and Mars go into full conjunction with each other, this square is going to be really a pain in the rear this week, especially as it really affects your relationships, those that love you, your business relationships, your family relationships, all kinds of different relationships. And this particular position really puts you in the middle of situations that really you probably don't want to be in if you can help it. But as the Capricorn fix everything, oftentimes you feel like you are pulled into the middle of these situations. And these are situations that really want to make you throw the hands up in the air and say, you know what, I'm out, I'm done with it, and I don't want to do it anymore. But at the same time, as the moon comes into your sign at the end of the week, she moves into, even though she does join that aspect and makes it a little bit difficult, she also positively aspects Mercury. And this is important because as she does so, she really helps you to find the words that you need to say in order to show people and teach people how to get through these issues themselves rather than constantly coming to you to fix them. Although it also teaches you that you don't need to be the one to fix everything for everybody as well either. Once this happens and once these conversations take place, it makes things run a little bit smoother. It allows you to get back to what you want to do rather than dealing with stuff that you would rather not do. And pretty much bottom line is that any challenge that happens, you can overcome it. And it's up to you to determine whether or not you want to be sucked into part of the problem or help be the fixer of the problem. And I'm pretty sure as a Capricorn, you're going to choose to help fix the problem. So a little bit of a sticky situation, but by the end of the week, things should be running a little bit more smoothly. So you guys, good luck with that and have a great week. Aquarius. Let's go ahead and say goodbye to Mercury's opposition with Jupiter. Yay! Bye-bye now. We're done with it. It's been really fun having all of these planets in Aquarius after not having a lot of planets for a really long time over the course of the last few months, since November as a matter of fact. But these constant oppositions have been a pain. So we're done with them, at least until the moon comes into our sign every now and then. It's not happening this week. And also we've got the part of fortune bringing luck into Aquarius from Sunday to Tuesday, shedding some luck when it comes to your career and your personal goals. This week is all about getting back into your dreams and goals, getting things set up, getting plans in motion, getting things started, actually doing something with it now. That would be awesome, with as little obstacles as possible. Thank you, because of the lack of oppositions. So things are actually running very smoothly for you in that area. And Mercury is also leaving this week. And he's leaving by Wednesday. And he has a very special message for you Aquarians as he leaves. Make sure that you communicate your needs and your desires to the universe in a very specific way. With a powerful voice, a brave voice, with no self-doubt. And visualize what it is that you want. And don't worry about what it is that you don't want. And if that's the energy that you're going to put into it, then that is what you're going to get out of it. It just puts you in a mindset that says, I'm going to do this, rather than, I don't know if I can do this. So you guys, it's time to get things rolling again. You guys, good luck with that, and have a great week. And finally, Pisces. Happy birthday to all the fishies born this week. Mercury is making his debut into your sign this week on Wednesday, moving into conjunction with Neptune, helping you out when it comes to communication in regards to your dreams and goals and your career goals. And definitely, if both of those things are the same thing. Mercury is moving into conjunction with Neptune, which also means that he's moving into that squared position with Saturn as well, and that may make things a little bit difficult. At the same time, though, this squared position with all three planets really feels like sometimes your responsibilities get in the way of what you ultimately want to do, your dreams and your goals. And that happens for all of us. You've got kids, you got to take care of the kids. You really sometimes have to put your dreams on the back burner for your kids. But at the same time, as Mercury is moving into your sign, he's aspecting in beautiful ways with Venus and really providing the help that you need to be able to succeed in all aspects of your life, not just your dreams and not just your responsibilities. The help is there and it's all around you. All you have to do is ask for it, basically. And that's the bottom line there. So when it comes down to it, you don't have to choose between your responsibilities and ultimately your goals and what you want to do. You just have to find the means to do it. And that's all it's about. Your responsibilities and what you need to do should never be used as an excuse to not move forward in your dreams. And you guys have the power to make magic. So you guys have a great week with that. Thanks for watching the horoscopes for the week. These are the horoscopes for the week ending 3/14/2015. I hope you really enjoyed them. We worked really hard on these horoscopes. Check out our website at fairymotherstream.webs.com. We've got classes that we're organizing and getting started up within the next couple of weeks. So go to our website and click on the development classes tab. We've even got a brand new teacher and new classes coming up, and they're going to be on there this week. So come and check out and see what it is that we're going to be offering. It's new and exciting. I'm Melissa Bruce again. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next week.